All right. All right, guys. It's time for the usual Chase versus YouTube BS. I'm so sorry for you guys for waiting and everything like that. For whatever reason, YouTube was not picking up my encoder. Wasn't picking up XSplit. I updated XSplit. I did everything with XSplit. Kind of annoyed because when I set up streams, you know, people think like, oh, it's easy to set up streams. It really isn't. It's like annoying to set up streams. And it's like annoying when YouTube offers you a streaming service and it's like the streaming service doesn't even work. Like, like honestly, I don't even feel like this is streaming right now. Like, I'll be surprised if this is streaming right now. And instead of using the funny thumbnail that Blue Knight got from me, I couldn't even use this with this YouTube stream. They make you take a goofy picture before YouTube camera starts. But what is up, guys? Chase Oliver here, bringing you my WWE RAW review for the July 30th, 2018 edition of Monday Night Raw. Raw took place in Miami, Florida, and was featuring the return of the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, and our girl, Cringe Ronda. It was something I was like, you know what? This week's Raw, it can't be bad. Like, there's no way WWE is going to make this week's episode of Raw suck. Like, I literally thought, there is no way that this show was going to suck. You had all this possibility with Brock Lesnar being at Raw, a chance to get people excited for the Universal title match and everything like that. You had Ronda Rousey coming in. She's always been a highlight for you guys and everything like that. There was rumors that The Rock might be there. Hulk Hogan might be there. You were thinking, man, if and WWE even made the report that they had people not interested, like WWE officials were all like disappointed in Raw. Like, they were all disappointed. They felt like, oh, you know, SummerSlam lacks enthusiasm. Not a lot of people are excited for this show. You would think WWE would go out of their way and push and push and push and push that they would want people to watch this show, that this show is the show for them to watch this week. And literally this show was carried by 3 backstage segments. That was pretty much it. I won't deny, I liked the opening of the show. Roman Reigns calling out Lesnar, Paul Heyman saying Lesnar's not coming out, and then Roman Reigns acting like he's going to do shit and beat up Lesnar anyways. That was like, okay, I'm down with that. Then you have Paul Heyman go to Brock Lesnar backstage. Lesnar's all sitting there reading his outdoor magazine. And then afterwards, Paul Heyman's like, hey, did you hear what Roman said about you? And then Lesnar gets up and he says what most wrestling fans say, Paul, you know I don't watch this show. Just a minute, he doesn't care. Brock Lesnar doesn't give a shit. You know how I always say that in my outro for all you longtime viewers of this channel? You guys heard my outro. Sometimes, guys, you got to be like Brock Lesnar. Sometimes you don't have to give a shit in life. I told people, sometimes you don't have to give a shit in life. That's Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar does what he wants, and he makes money doing it. And he feels like a badass. And the thing is, this whole night was trying to make you hate Brock Lesnar for the way that he was acting. This whole night was designed for you, the casual viewer, you, the viewer, a wrestling fan, to hate Brock Lesnar. But instead, it made you like Brock Lesnar a lot more because you're saying, you know what? Through all the scripted BS that we get from the WWE, through all the terrible promos that sometimes we get from these wrestlers, Brock Lesnar literally actually feels like himself. He actually feels like a real person. This ain't no scripted crap. I picture Brock Lesnar's like this. I pictured Brock Lesnar was walking backstage. He got there. Vince said, here you go, buddy. Lesnar looked at the script, crumpled it up, and he says, I ain't reading that shit. Sat down, opened up his Outdoorsman magazine, and just sat there. He just wanted to sit there. He didn't want to do anything. And I felt Lesnar was great tonight. Like, honestly, Raw wasn't good. But if you can take away one good thing from this episode, it was Brock Lesnar's backstage segments. And if you hated those, I feel like it's just something that you're just someone that like hates everything and you just like being angry for no reason. Because I don't know how you could hate these Brock Lesnar segments, honestly. People always bitch about how wrestlers don't come off as real. They all come off cartoony and goofy and shit like that. Here's Brock Lesnar telling you he doesn't watch the product. He doesn't give a shit. He'd rather be at home eating a steak and everything like that. He's reading Outdoorsman magazine in Miami. He doesn't care if Paul Heyman gets fired or not. He doesn't want to come out for that. He only came out because Kurt Angle was talking shit to him at the end of the night. But other than that, how could you hate these Lesnar segments? I mean, granted, they didn't do the job that we're supposed to do. I mean, the Miami crowd was booing him, but I think they were booing him for other reasons. But I feel like, to be honest, man, how could you hate this? How could you sit there and tell me, oh, you know, Brock Lesnar sucked tonight? Lesnar was a breath of fresh air. All these hokey-dokey cartoon characters that we have, like Jinder Mahal and Care Bear, get these hands! And here you have Brock Lesnar saying he doesn't watch the show, he doesn't care, and anything like that. Beautiful. Stuff like this in wrestling, we need more of this, man. We just need more of this. Brock Lesnar became a meme tonight with reading the book and everything like that. And people were just like saying Raw was bad, just in general. And then, and what I liked about this too, and you guys know I'm always huge on this, is that they continued the trend, man. They continued the trend where it's like, you guys know how I am with this type of shit. If you start the show off with something, end the show with something. You started the show with the talk about Brock Lesnar. Is he going to be in the ring tonight or anything like that? Or is he not? And then you ended the show with Brock Lesnar. That's what I like. I like when WWE can do that. I like when WWE can make you say, like, hey, you know, I'm watching the show from the beginning to see the end result of something. You gave me the beginning, and then you gave me the end result. So, honestly, the Brock Lesnar stuff tonight, I know everyone's going to probably think like I'm overpraising it. You can think what you want, but I actually liked it. I thought it was one of the highlights of the show. Actually, one of the only highlights of the show. Like, I think that's the only highlight, because not even my girl Cringe Rhonda did it for me this week. You guys know how I love Cringe Rhonda. But even then, Cringe Rhonda this week was kind of tamed. And I felt like for this show, I don't know why that Jacksonville, Florida is getting Ronda Rousey's debut match next week. I really don't understand that. Why can't WWE just say, you know what? Screw it. Let's give Ronda the debut match tonight. Like, why couldn't they just have Alicia Fox and Natalya just be some smorgasbord type of BS where it's just like, oh, nothing really happens. There's no winner. There's no result. And then all of a sudden, Ronda Rousey comes in, and then Kurt Angle goes, whoa, Ronda. It seems like you want to get in that ring. Well, I'm suggesting that tonight you face Alicia Fox. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. That would have got the crowd up. That would have been something where it's like you text your friend saying, you got to turn on Raw right now. Or if you're someone that has a friend that watches Raw later, you got to check out that Hulu Raw. You got to check out Raw when it comes on your TV. That would be something people would be like, hey, you got to watch it. You got to watch Raw. Ronda's going to wrestle right now free on television. Like, why are you waiting until next week? Like, yes, I get it now. A little bit more people will tune into Raw because they know she's going to wrestle next week. But if you would have done that spontaneous thing where you just had it where it's like Ronda is wrestling tonight, that would have been so much better than what they did. Like just being real. WWE talked about how they want to go all in with these shows, and that this show was going to be the kickoff to SummerSlam to make you care and get you excited. Nothing was excited about Alicia Fox and Natalya. Alicia Fox and Natalya literally just had the same basic match that they probably had since like SmackDown 2009. Because I don't know how these girls are still, these two girls have been there forever, if you think about it. The same match that they've had throughout their whole careers wrestling each other in WWE. Who cares? Why don't you just have Rowdy come out, beat the freak out of Alexa Bliss, causing all this smorgasbord to go on outside, and then Ronda has a match? Would have been so much better. Speaking of stuff that would have been so much better for tonight's episode of Raw, why is it that, what's it called? They didn't focus more on Care Bear and his stupid briefcase. You would think like Care Bear, who's a cartoon character and sucks. And I'll have to say it again just so that way people know that Care Bear sucks. One more time for effect, Care Bear sucks. You would think that they would focus on him, right? He has the briefcase. That's something that could get fans excited, where fans would be like, oh, is he going to cash in or anything like that? And I honestly forgot about the briefcase. I honestly forgot Money in the Bank was a thing. I was like sitting there. I was like, wait, Money in the Bank's still a thing? Like, oh, yeah, Care Bear's the Money in the Bank. Like, Kevin Owens had to remind me that we had a Money in the Bank running around. That's not good. When Roman was cutting his initial promo, Roman should have said, and I'm going to beat up Brock Lesnar. And then later on, Care Bear's stupid theme comes out, and he comes out and he goes, Roman, get these hands. I go beat up Brock Lesnar because I cartoon character. Rah! And then he goes away. Then you have it in your head. You're thinking, oh shit. Not only does Roman Reigns want to take down Brock Lesnar, but friggin' Strowman is also after Brock Lesnar tonight. Dang, this episode is going to be lit while Brock Lesnar's not even watching the show and he's not paying attention. And then you have it where, like, later in the night, you know, Kevin Owens tries to take away the Money in the Bank. And that would have been a good thing, that if Kevin Owens took away the Money in the Bank from Strowman, that would have given you at least an excuse of, oh, when Lesnar was out earlier tonight, Strowman didn't even take an opportunity to cash in because Kevin Owens took it. That would have been fine. That would have been perfect. You could have done it where Kevin Owens took away the briefcase far away because Kevin Owens wanted it to make sure that he had the opportunity, and had it where Strowman is pissed off even more at him because, hey, I could have cashed in and become Universal Champion tonight. You took away my briefcase. You took away my one opportunity to do that. Now it gives a SummerSlam match more of a feeling. It gives that SummerSlam match between Owens and Strowman a little bit more of like you want to see it. Because really, to be honest, the reason why Kevin Owens got the SummerSlam match is because he slithered into Stephanie and he asked Stephanie for the match. Now you need to get Strowman serious, because all Strowman is doing is because he's the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. WWE is doing the typical, we don't need to book him strong. We don't need to make this guy look strong. Why put effort in a guy that has a guaranteed world title match? Screw him. And I hate that booking for any wrestler. It's the dumbest booking. So what that they have a number one contendership to the world title? So what that they have that automatic shot? They should not be booked like shit. They should be being booked as the biggest threat, the scariest threat. They can cash that in anytime, anywhere, any place. And so really, to be honest, how in the blue hell are you going to have it where you have Strowman, who looks like he could just plow through Lesnar anyway and everything like that? How are you going to have it where he has his briefcase, he has this opportunity, you don't even tease it like that, and you don't do anything to get it where he has to take Kevin Owens seriously at SummerSlam? Because seriously, he didn't take Kevin Owens seriously at Extreme Rules. What makes you think I'm going to want to watch that SummerSlam match between these two idiots? That's why they should have built some tension tonight where Kevin Owens goes and he takes Kevin Owens goes and he grabs the briefcase. He runs away. He runs away from the building. Strowman finds him. Kevin Owens goes and throws this briefcase at Strowman. And Strowman realizes that Lesnar's in the ring, but it's too late because Kevin Owens distracted him. And while he was chasing down Kevin Owens with that briefcase, he could have came out and cashed in on Lesnar and possibly become our Universal Champion. See, this is for me. I don't like Strowman. I don't like Care Bear. Y'all know this if you watch my channel. But do you see how even for wrestlers I don't like, unlike other YWC shooters that just shit on them and just want them to go away and shit like that, I try to think of ideas that can make these wrestlers at least watchable, at least somewhat entertaining. I'm not saying all my ideas are fucking genius. Look, someone could listen to this idea that I did with Strowman and say this was the worst idea I've heard, Chase. That was terrible. Fine, that's your business. But at least I'm trying to make a situation make sense. At least I'm trying to make it where it's like there's layers to a wrestling show. Like people don't understand, when you review shows, you have to give solutions too. You can't just be like, well, this sucked. Why did it suck? Give a fucking solution. You can also give a solution like Finn Balor. He's just a boring character. There's nothing you can do about being boring. The dude's only over if he's wearing a stupid body paint. Find a way to make this guy not boring. I don't know. Have him juggle or some shit. I don't know. Do something different besides I'm a good wrestler. We have enough of these idiot wrestlers nowadays. Oh, yeah. Constable Corbin beat Finn Balor. Beautiful, beautiful shit. Absolutely loved it. Constable Corbin. We all know we're on the Constable train. Mojo Rawley. He's kind of one of those little hidden gems right now in wrestling. I feel like the thing is with Mojo Rawley, I think he doesn't get enough props because obviously he's not an IWC favorite. Wrestling fans won't give him props. I'm not the biggest Mojo guy in the world, but he's been a hidden gem. His promos have been fluid. He's just been solid on the microphone. His matches are, basic, but I'm not expecting Mojo Rawley to be a main eventer anytime soon. I'm just saying I'm impressed with what he's been doing backstage. Like, I've been liking his persona that he's been putting on. I don't know what you all think about Mojo Rawley, but he's been kind of like one of the few bright spots for me. Like, I'll be watching Raw, I'm like, this sucks right now. And then all of a sudden Mojo comes on. I'm like, my boy Mojo, what do you got for me this week? And then Mojo just cuts a promo and I'm like, I like this dude. I like him a lot. So Mojo Rawley has been a nice little hidden gem. Like, he's been a nice little bright spot, in my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with me on that. You all can think Mojo still sucks. That's fine. I just think that recently, with the shit that we've been getting, he's been a bright spot. Apollo Crews beat up Akam or Razor. I can't remember which one. The Authors of Pain need a manager, dude. These Bamas can't talk. These guys are just literally just like, right to pay, right chapter on the board, and right to follow through. Jesus Christ, get a fucking manager. I don't know what the fuck y'all saying, dude. The Revival beat up the Leaders of Worlds. That happened. Boss Time, or the Boston Hug Connection, beat up the Riot Squad. I still don't know what happened to Ruby Riot. I know everyone said she got injured, but what is she injured with? Because she's dead. Like I don't know where the fuck she's at. She's gone. But the one segment that just absolutely, positively drove me to the fucking wall. We joke about this here on YouTube a lot. We come on YouTube and we always like to talk about how Vincent Kennedy McMahon is a racist and he hates his black wrestlers. And we always joke around. It was only a matter of time that Bobby Lashley is coming out singing and dancing like everything else and making rhymes and everything. It was only a matter of time that Lashley would do this. And I was hoping, I was praying. I was like, you know what? There's no way WWE could mess up on Bobby Lashley. This guy has the look, the physique, the mantra, the machismo that Vince is looking for. There's no way. All right, there was a roadblock. Lashley lost to Roman, whatever. Find him a new opponent that actually matters and have him face this dude. So here we have Elias. Hello, my name is Elias. And he's doing a great job. He's cutting his promo. He mentions The Rock. And instead of The Rock coming out, we get good old Bobo. And Bobby Lashley went from when he was feuding with Roman, I want to take you down, Roman. You're the big dog, but you have no bark. I'm going to spear you. I'm going to make you bleed. To back to being Goofy Lashley. You guys know me. I'm the biggest Bobby Lashley mark here. I've defended all this shit with Lashley. I can't do this anymore. He's no longer Bobby Lashley to me right now. He is Goofy Lashley. Coming out fucking smiling, fucking having a good time and everything. What? How old is it, man? How old is it, man? You just have a fucking monster and you make this motherfucker Goofy Lashley. Hey, guys. Happy to be here. Oh, Sammy. You're so funny, Sammy. You're the greatest, Sammy. Oh, man, Sammy. I love you, Sammy. You gave me a good laugh. To now, he comes out, and the first thing Lashley's doing, Elias comes out there. He's like, why are you interrupting me? Why are you interrupting Elias? And Goofy Lashley goes, because I'm a big fan, Elias. I really like your work. I feel like I want to listen to you front row and center. And then Elias goes and says, well, you can sing for me if you want. And instead of Lashley looking at this microphone, just freaking annoyed that he gave it this and just spearing Elias on his stupid little steps. Instead of doing this, Lashley is singing this song, having a good old time. Fucking Goofy Lashley. I miss Impact Wrestling Lashley. I miss the Walking Armageddon. I miss the Destroyer. I miss you can't stop him. You can't stop him. You can't stop him, Lashley. I miss when he would get set up for the speeder. He'd be like this, be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking spear you motherfuckers. I'm gonna take you down. You ain't gonna stop the Dominator. I miss that Lashley. But instead, we have I wake up every single morning by the pool. I know what everything's like with the cool. I paint my white picket fence. I'm having a good time being relaxed. All I want to do is smile and be with you. Be with you. Be with you. Fucking goofy Lashley. I can't believe it. I put on the jobber jacket. This is not even a Finn Balor rant or a Dolph Ziggler rant. This is a rant about Lashley, man. See what this company has done to my favorite wrestler right now, man. Fucking shit, dude. Like, I can't even defend it right now. I can't even just say, well, at least Lashley's doing shit on TV, or like, this is just pathetic, man. I'm wearing the jobber jacket for Lashley, dude. Like, this, y'all don't understand how much this upsets me right now, man. Like, y'all think like I want to do this or something. I don't. The jobber jacket is saved for terrible fucking segments and Jay White. Fuck Jay White, dude. But other than, and Grado. But other than that, man, it's like, I don't know, man. Goofy fucking Lashley, dude. Like, why? Why does he need to cut promos and sing songs? Like, why can't he just be a monster? I don't know, man. I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. The main event, I already kind of talked about it, but like Lesnar pretty much came out. F5 Kurt Angle, beat up Heyman, got good heel heat, I guess. Fans were chanting, "We want Roman," so they did something right by not having Roman come out there. I just felt overall though that this Raw, and like the thing is about this week's Raw was that like I feel like if this Raw wasn't hyped a lot, this Raw would just be like a meh episode. You know, like not you know, you guys know my rating system. When I say meh, like it's whatever. It's like an okay episode. But I felt like watching this week's edition of Raw, it was just worse. Like it was just bad because it was so hyped. Like they hyped up the matches the week before. And like, granted, yes, Rollins and McIntyre had a good match, but who cares really? What's that going to lead up to anyways? Drew McIntyre's a good talent that's not being used right. Same with Seth Rollins. It is what it is. But it's just like, yeah, it's like you have Lashley fucking singing. Roman barely did anything this show. The Revival were on this show. Like I don't know, man. Like this Raw was just bad. It didn't feel like it was a big deal. Like it's like not even like disappointed that like Rock or Hogan wasn't even there. Like yeah, Rock and Hogan were there. That'd have been sick. But it's just like you had Brock and Ronda still there. And they barely had, like, Brock had impact backstage segment wise, but Ronda barely did anything. And that's kind of disappointing for Ronda Rousey standards. Like, this is probably the first Ronda Rousey segment where I'm not like praising it and everything like that. So, yeah, overall, Raw was bad. I feel like the hype was just too much there. It felt like this episode couldn't have been bad. And it felt like the WWE would actually try this episode to make you care because we're missing that one Raw in the summer that makes everyone buzz and talk and everything like that. We don't have that Raw yet where everyone's buzzing and talking about some crazy thing happening. Like, and then like everyone makes YouTube videos, even like YouTubers that don't make YouTube videos anymore. They make YouTube videos about that segment and they start talking about it and everything. So yeah, overall though, guys, Raw was just terrible. Just being honest with you guys, it was just bad episode of Raw. Just I would say the first hour was pretty decent. And then afterwards, it just went downhill. Like it just never picked back up. Obviously, when you have me to put on the jobber jacket for an episode, it doesn't serve a show well if I put on the jobber jacket. Let's just be real here. But yeah, what did you guys think about Raw? Leave it in the comment section down below. Remember, guys, check out my affiliate wrestlingwithwrestling.com and everything like that. I'll be doing a Q&A now. So if you guys are leaving because you don't like the Q&A portion, thank you guys for coming for the Raw review. Just hit the subscribe button before you leave. And yeah, catch me for all my other videos on this channel. Thank you guys. And let's get started with the Q&A portion of the live stream. Everyone's favorite portion of the stream. And yeah, I'm sorry, guys, if the quality of this stream is not as good as what's it called that I want it to be. It's just more of the the encoder not working. And I will fix that. I'll probably do like a random ass wrestling stream tomorrow just to like kind of fix it, like a test stream type of deal. So we can have fun with that stream too. No, I'm not reviewing SmackDown Live. I can't like I'm already reviewing Impact and Raw. That's enough for me. There's other great SmackDown reviewers out there. I don't want to see Reigns and Heyman. I don't see how Heyman helps Roman Reigns. I really think that's such like the most overrated thing that fans want is that Reigns and Heyman crap. Like just to me personally, I just don't see how that helps Roman Reigns. I really don't see how that helps Roman Reigns. My personal opinion. Everyone loves that combination. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, dude, let's get Reigns and Heyman. Let's do that." Wow, I don't want to do. I don't want to see that. My personal opinion. I don't want to see that shit. Like it just seems like it's not needed. Yeah, Brock was reading a magazine. He was just having a good time. It was great. He was just like, "Oh yeah, I don't give a like." He really just did not give a shit. It was great, dude. Like I was just like, "Damn, dude." Like it was like that's how I felt when I was like watching this week's episode of Raw. I was just like, I was just thinking about my outro catchphrase because you guys know I say my outro catchphrase all the time. Where I'm like, sometimes you gotta be like Brock Lesnar, not give a shit in life. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Like, just don't give a shit. Just do you. Just do you, man. Oh my god, this YouTube live chat is so weird. It doesn't like it keeps disappearing. It's like, oh, top chat. I'm like, what do you mean top chat? And everything like that. It's right here. Okay, thank you. No, not top chat. Live. All messages are visible. Idiots. I heard rumor that this WrestleMania 35 match will be Reigns versus Rock for the Universal Championship, but I don't see that happening. No, I could see it happening. No, Vince would love his Samoan beatdowns at WrestleMania this year. Oh, brother. Sounds like an instant classic. I don't know how they would go with that, man. That would be weird. With the Rock versus Triple H IC match at SummerSlam 98 being 20 years old this August, should the IC title match at SummerSlam 18 be a ladder match? Or it should be some stipulation, right, Xander? The last time these two fought, the stipulation was Iron Man match. You would think that this match right here would be a stipulation match. You would, right? That's is where I'm confused. Like, why isn't this match a stipulation match at SummerSlam? Actually, a ladder match would be cool because Rollins and Ziggler would fit that type of style. Like, that'd be cool. And you could argue that their feud does garner, like a match kind of like that. But like, I don't understand why this match is just a basic ass match. Like, just in my personal opinion, I just don't understand it. But yeah, it should be in some stipulation. I don't get why it's not in a stipulation match. Man, my dog keeps posted up. What about a triple threat ladder match 10 build heat between Dolph and Drew? You could do that Global Wars, but like honestly, it's like Drew works better as a heel right now. And I don't think Dolph and Drew would be like a feud that like a lot of people would say, like, oh, that's what I want to see. I feel like Dolph and Drew is like oh my god, my one dog is loud as hell, dude. It's that little puppy. If you watched my like Raw review like 2 weeks ago, I had that puppy that was like causing a mischief. It's that dog. Holy shit, he's loud. I like him though. No, but I don't want to see a Dolph and Drew feud. I just don't think that's like necessary right now. Who's more boring, Finn Balor or Jay White? Psh. That would be a great match, actually, Brett Bullitt, to see who was the most boring fucking wrestling. You have Finn Balor and Jay White just be boring as hell and just like making noises. Jay White bores me, dude. I can't sit through any of his G1 crap. Like, honestly, I can't sit through any of his G1 matches. Like, I tried. I can't. He sucks. He just absolutely sucks. There's no redeemable qualities about him right now. Maybe he'll improve. Maybe I'll change my mind about Switchblade in the future, or Dual Blade, or piece of shit. But yeah, man, like Finn Balor, at least there's a chance that maybe he could redeem himself. Jay White, I see no potential in. Like, I just look at Jay White and it just screams jobber to me. So yeah. Do you think Ciampa should retain a TakeOver Brooklyn to set up a blow-off match at TakeOver Los Angeles? I think it'd be a perfect match with 3 stages of hell. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Why not? I'll love to see Ciampa versus Gargano live. So yeah, I'll take it. Just because I'm going to take over Los Angeles. But yeah, no, I think Ciampa should retain that TakeOver Brooklyn regardless. But I would rather have a Team Gargano versus a Team Ciampa match at TakeOver Brooklyn at War Games than at War Games in an NXT title match. Did you see Twitter exchange between Tama Tonga and Roman Reigns? Yeah, Matthew Zaytler. It's just 2 Polynesian Samoan cousins helping each other out, brother. Nothing new. I'm pretty sure Thomas sent him a text and Roman replied. Said, I got you, bro. I'll help you get some heat, brother. Not a big deal. With the WWE introducing the Boston Hug Connection, does this mean that women's tag team title is coming soon? Global Wars, I hope not. I really don't need another belt in WWE, man. I really don't. But hey, if it happens, it happens. What's up, James Gaming? Thoughts on John Cena and Nikki Bella canceled their wedding? Well, now Nikki's apparently single. We'll see how long that lasts. They say they're donezo. It's all over. Yeah, we heard that shit before. Like, look, honestly, what a waste of a WrestleMania moment. Like, seriously, now that moment's like ruined. Like I don't think like the thing is, I don't think Nikki cares about that shit. John Cena gave this girl a WrestleMania moment. John Cena did everything for this damn bitch. And then she's the one who got cold feet. She's the one that couldn't put it in at the end of the day. That's just the bottom line when it comes down to it, man. Everyone all dissing Cena. Everyone saying, oh, Cena ruined this relationship. And I love how Total Bellas tried to spin it that Cena's such a bad guy for bettering his career and doing all these movies and being busy. But yet when Nikki's busy and she's working hard for her career, it just shows how hardworking and what a dream and how great it is that she's so powerful. And shut the fuck up, dude. You know, Me Too is not just for women as well. It's for men. And I'm sorry, man. I just hate that Cena. Like, honestly, I really do feel bad that Cena has been villainized throughout all this shit, dude. Like, I've literally gotten into it with some people that think John Cena is a terrible person. Like, I was like, no, how dare you? First of all, you have no right to say that about Mr. Cena. I defend Cena on this shit, man, because no way, man. He did nothing wrong, man. He got his heart broken. That's shit, man. So I saw that coming in Kadeem with Bryce Harper this season because I said to myself, either the Nationals are going to win with him this season or he's going to get traded. Because I think the Nationals realize that they're kind of stuck. They're not a team that can win the World Series, but they're a team that can make the playoffs and have that opportunity, but you need a lot of balls bouncing your way. And the thing about Bryce Harper, if you just let him walk in free agency, which I think he will walk anyways, you're not going to get anything out of it. It's just like, okay, we could have had something with Bryce Harper, but he's just going to walk away. And even if he does sign an extension with the Nationals, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to trade him next season as well. I mean, because think about it. Look at Giancarlo Stanton. That dude signed like that huge contract with the Marlins, and the Marlins are like, okay, we're going to trade you now. It just happens in baseball. They sign to these big contracts. They see what other team can want to pay that money, and they take it. And I can see Bryce Harper being very, very tempting for a lot of teams that are saying, like, especially a team that's on the cusp of making a World Series, saying like, hey, let's trade for a Bryce Harper. Even though we may be giving up a little bit, if we win a World Series, we could probably keep him here, especially for the long term. Like, I look at teams like the Chicago Cubs. They have some pieces that they could possibly trade for a Bryce Harper that would be enticing. I look at a team like the Diamondbacks. They have some pieces that are enticing. You know, there's a lot of teams with enticing pieces where it's just like you could give them, you can give up some of your young pieces. But if you win a World Series with Bryce Harper, you almost win for your fan base. You get a little bit more money because of revenue and stuff like that. And you may get Bryce Harper to stay because next to Trout, when it comes to marketability of baseball players, Bryce Harper is number 2. I would argue Bryce Harper is number 1 when it comes to actually to marketability because it's like, and I'm not saying who's a better player. Better player is Mike Trout. That's not even a question. But when it comes to marketability, Bryce Harper is number 1. Like, he's the one that people treat as like he's the king of baseball. Like, I feel like the most marketable players right now are Bryce Harper, number 1, Mike Trout, number 2, Javier Baez, number 3, and Aaron Judge, number 4. Those are the 4 marketable baseball players. I would say a Jose Altuve, but he doesn't really get as much recognition. Kershaw has kind of fell off a little bit this year, but those 4 are like the 4 most marketable players. So yeah, you know, when it comes down to it, there might be a team that would be urgent enough to say, hey, let's trade for a Bryce Harper. And I can understand why the Nationals do it. They're not going to win a World Series with him. They just don't have the roster built around him to win it. What if Randy Orton wins the WWE Championship at Royal Rumble against AJ Styles to set up Cena versus Orton at WrestleMania 35 just for Cena to win his 17th world title? Straight shooter, sign me up for that. That sounds way more entertaining than any of the shit that I could see. I would take that in a heartbeat. If Care Bears wins his match against Owens and keeps his briefcase, do you see WWE have Heyman screw Lesnar out of the Universal Championship and aligning himself with Strowman to close out SummerSlam 18? I honestly, I forgot who gave me this idea, but someone pitched the idea that maybe Owens could be walking out with the Universal title at SummerSlam 2018. And I would not be surprised if WWE went down that route where they said, you know what? Strowman doesn't need the belt. We want to do something. I think Lesnar and Reigns is going to be a squash match. Like, I think it's only going to be a short 2-minute match where they're just doing a bunch of finishers. Like, I think that I just think, honestly, overall, that is going to be chaotic. Like, that's the best way for me to describe how I feel like that match is going to go. It's just going to be pure chaos. Like, it's not going to be like a normal wrestling match. Like, I just think it's going to be pure chaos and very enjoyable. And I think SummerSlam is going to have a good ending. But, you know, that's just how I think it's going to go. But I could see them doing that with Kevin Owens and Heyman aligning himself with Kevin Owens. That could be something that they could do. Do you feel that wrestling fans only watch WWE just to catch the meme and make it viral? I think there's some wrestling fans who really just do watch wrestling for that reason too, because wrestling's so memeable. Like, you don't like you. I bet you if I could post that Brock Lesnar reading a theme, people would laugh at that. They'd be like, "What the heck? Why Brock Lesnar reading a magazine?" Like, I think that shit's funny. So yeah. I think so, because wrestling's so memeable nowadays. And I'm sorry for hitting my table. I had to move out. My leg was like, have you guys ever had it where your leg just randomly falls asleep? Because that shit always does. That happens to me with my right leg. Like, it just randomly falls asleep. Keen Blaze, half sex. Oh, what up? Red Sox just got Ian Kinsler from the Angels. Damn, look at the Red Sox making these moves. Who did they give up? JC. What does WWE do with Lashley at SummerSlam? Well, Brett Blitz seems like he's going to scene with Elias. Goofy Lashley's going to scene with Elias. Oh, JC, you missed it. Lashley's new name is Goofy Lashley. He has to earn back the Bobby. He missed the jobber jacket and everything. I was upset with how my boy has been treated as of late. I mean, seriously, why is Lashley being treated like a jobber, man? Yeah, I know my stream wasn't working, Dan Bones. I so apologize for that, dude. I got so pissed, man. Like, I got frustrated, man, because people think like setting up a stream is easy, but it isn't. So I got so pissed because all that freaking encoding work went for nothing. Like, it just went for nothing, man. I got so pissed, man. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting 2K this year, but not NBA Live. Will WWE finally kill gimmick pay-per-views in 2020s? That'd be great, but no. Also, in your opinion, what's the worst gaming pay-per-view of all time, excluding Fatal 4-Way, because that's too easy? I never was a big fan of what's it called? Of TLC. Even though TLC has put on some of the better shows, not a big fan of it because I hate that the tables, ladders, and chairs match is only like going to be at that event. That's just me. I think TLC is the worst gimmick pay-per-view in my personal opinion. What if Owens beats Strowman then cash in on Styles? Oh, well, Kadeem Simon, he can only cash in on his brand. That's the whole point of the briefcase, which is stupid. Like, I would like that. That would be kind of cool. But Kadeem Simon, according to the rules of the Money in the Bank briefcase, you can only cash in on your own brand. They made that perfectly clear. Like, that was like the one thing they actually explained, which makes no sense to me. I feel like you can cash in on any brand. Thoughts on Woodley versus Till for UFC 228? I don't care about the welterweight division right now, man. Like, even if it was Colby versus Woodley, I'm like, what? So I could see Woodley just stuff takedowns and not engage with Colby? Darren Till couldn't even make weight, dude. Like, why is UFC awarding this guy? First of all, he barely beat Wonder Boy. It wasn't like he freaking had an amazing showcase with Wonder Boy where I was like, oh, man, Darren Till deserves the UFC welterweight title. He barely beat Wonder Boy. And then he didn't even make weight. And so now you're making, just because he's undefeated and he's had a couple knockout wins, they're like, oh yeah, man, let's get Darren Till in there. Yeah, he seems like a good guy to what's it called? Get people hyped up about this. Blah blah blah. It's like, no, man, like, I don't give a fuck about Darren Till right now. Like, I really don't care about Darren Till like that. Like, he can do whatever he wants, man. I don't really care. It's because the pay-per-view companies were like, oh, we need a championship match for September. Get us one. And so the UFC have to rush it. Who cares, man? Like, honestly, I don't care about that. I'm waiting for the thing Conor McGregor take on Khabib. Khabib time's over. Have you seen the Shazam and Aquaman trailers? Xander, the YouTube Live clicked out. I don't know what happened to the chat. So, Let's get to the what's it called, the actual chat. Let's see. I'm looking forward more to Shazam. Aquaman looks really good, but Shazam is the trailer that I like the most. Like I felt like it was capturing the image of Shazam and stuff like that. Angels got a minor league pitcher. Thank you, Butt Ray and William Perez in the Killers trade. Oh, that's not bad. Should Brad Maddox come back to be a heel co-manager with Paige? Similar to Stone Cold and Bischoff. We could get Brad Maddox showing out to bust a load again. No. Actually, yes, fuck it. Why not? It could be like a good awkward dynamic. The fans would love it. They would just be all like, oh. Tyquil and Skinny Man will just put me to sleep. Yeah, dude. Tyquil Woodley, man. Yeah, he knows how to make you sleep, dog. Figuratively and literally. His fights are boring, man. Like, he's a good champion. Like, I'm not trying to deny that. But it's like you went from like Robbie Lawler versus Carlos Condit, Lawler versus Rory McDonald, one of the greatest fights ever, to now like Tyron Woodley afraid to throw a punch at Damian Maya. How are you afraid to throw punches at Damian Maya? Damian Maya literally can't even throw punches itself. WWE puts me to sleep. That's good, Cowboys fan for life. I'm glad that you're able to sleep, man. I wish I could sleep. I don't put on WWE to fall asleep, man. Like, because sometimes like I'll get caught up in a match and like, especially older shit, man. Should Brad play an angry conservative who hates women evolution while Paige plays a feminist on SmackDown? That'd be great television, in my opinion. Yeah, that actually sounds good. I don't know why they don't have that. Like, here's the thing, too. They should have that character. They don't have like a character like that where there's a guy on the roster that is just like a freaking conservative that just hates the women. Like think about it. That'd be like such a great heel. Oh, that makes no sense, man. What's going to happen to the Raptors if they fail to re-sign Kawhi next offseason? Blow that shit up. Just blow it up. Fuck it. It's done. You can't re-sign Kawhi, you're done. What are you going to do with Kyle Lowry? What are you going to do with Serge Ibaka? Good thing for the Raptors, at least they have young guys like Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam. What's that other dude's name? DeLon Wright. Yeah. Norman Powell, who I don't know what happened to him. He fell out of the rotation. Maybe I didn't watch enough Raptor games, but I always thought he was still a solid player. No, I still think Care Bear sucks. Why would I warm up to that piece of shit? It's pretty boring. Nah, like I still hate him, but he's not on like the most hated list. Like he's not on Jay White or Grado level. I can tell you that. Fuck Grado. What if the Pacers never trade Kawhi in the draft? What will the Pacers be like now? Much better team. I don't know. Like, see, the thing with the Pacers, I don't know if they would be an NBA Finals team or if they would have made the finals. Because, like, George and Leonard, the one thing is George is not a good shooting guard. That's what some people need to understand. People are like, oh, well, if they had Kawhi and Paul George, like, here's the thing. Paul George works better off the ball as a small forward and playing against other threes. Kawhi could have played the two, but it would just been weird for him to be a two guard. Like, he'd be a very scary two guard, actually. But I honestly think that the Spurs kind of helped Kawhi with his confidence. Like, I feel like Kawhi would be a really good defender on the Pacers, but I don't think he would have the offense like he has, like, without the Spurs. So I think the Pacers would still kind of be like the same team now, except they would have traded Paul George, got Oladipo with Kawhi Leonard. So that, I guess that would have been a better future. But then again, like I said, I don't think Kawhi is like an MVP candidate without being on the Spurs, because the Spurs kind of is the team that transformed them. Like, I don't think the Pacers would have made Kawhi Leonard all of a sudden like a great jump shooter and everything like that. You know, and also too, the Spurs built the whole offense around Kawhi Leonard, and knowing the Pacers and looking at like who develops faster, seems like Paul George would develop faster than Kawhi Leonard. If Kawhi Leonard's not under the Spurs system, then Kawhi Leonard gets less touches. Then it's like Kawhi Leonard doesn't develop into the player he is. Like, the only year you would get to see Kawhi Leonard really is the year Paul George goes down with that nasty injury. So yeah, really, to be honest, man, I think like the Pacers will still kind of be like the same team they are now, except they will just have a really good defender. Because like the one thing Kawhi Leonard has always been good at, and that will never change, his defense. Like, that dude's just a stud on defense. Like, it's just ridiculous, man. Like, he has a jump shot and everything. I just don't think he would be as consistent on offense. Does Golden State Warriors have a chance of losing the finals in the next 3 years? This finals, no. It's just because LeBron's Lakers aren't ready. The Rockets lost some key players. And then in the East, I don't see a team like really challenging them. But then after this season, that's when I think Golden State could possibly lose because, Klay Thompson, he's a free agent after next year. What if Klay goes and he says, hey, look, I won my rings with Golden State. I have 4 championships. He's considered one of the best 3-and-D guys in the NBA. He's a top 5 shooting guard in the NBA. A lot of people always say they want to see Klay on with his own team. Like Klay Thompson's a beast in general. So imagine that dude with his own team. He could go on and be a great shooting guard for the rest of his career on any other team. Draymond Green has already said he's not taking less money. KD has been floating out New York out there, and especially if New York can find a way to get Kyrie Irving, because Irving wants to go there. KD has mentioned how much he loves Kyrie Irving. He could make his way to New York with the team with like Porzingis and stuff like that. I honestly feel like this is like the last year really with the Warriors. Now, if they lose Klay Thompson, that's a big loss. If they lose Draymond Green, that's a big loss. But I feel like if they lose Kevin Durant, that's it. Because I feel like if you have a team, a 1-2 punch of Durant and Curry, that's good enough for like, the next 5 years. But in the next 3 years, oh yeah, there's a possibility the Warriors could lose the finals. Because Cousins ain't staying after this season. He's gone, man. So, yeah. What do you think are the worst MLB trades in the last 10 years? God, I got to look that up. Like, honestly, I know a lot of you guys may think I'm a huge baseball fan and I know everything. I don't know that much about baseball, especially with trades. Sometimes I forget about the trade deadlines and shit like that. So I have to look that shit up, to be honest. But there's not really like a deal that comes to mind where I'm just like, oh, that was disgusting. The only deal that comes to mind that I think was disgusting is Albert Pujols' contract for the Angels. He stole that damn money. Good for Albert Pujols. No, I don't think that. I think the XFL lasts only 2 seasons at the most. You think Vince should be leading on drug testing in the XFL? I just say this because I doubt potential fans will watch players who look inferior to NFL. Vince needs super athletes. I feel like Vince does need like a super athlete. And I feel like guys like Manziel and Tebow, they would help out for the interim. But I really do feel like they need someone that just is like, wow, that guy could be playing on Sundays and stuff like that. And he's like the XFL star and everything like that. And he could be in the NFL, but he chooses to be in the XFL. That would have been something better. What if Ali debuts as Bailey's fan and WWE build up a relationship between Ali and Bailey and just have Ali turn heel to be like crazy Mickey James type of character? I don't like Ali that much, so no. Just being real, man. Name some potential sleepers in the upcoming NFL season, like players or teams. Teams that are sleepers for sure are the Bengals. They had a bad season, but I think they're going to be back. So the Bengals are sleepers. The Colts are sleepers. We forget that Andrew Luck does exist as a player, and he's a very good player. So, the Colts are going to probably be back, and it's the team that a lot of people are sleeping on. People are on the Deshaun Watson bandwagon. People are on the Jacksonville defense bandwagon. Some people are on the Titans are the sleeper of the AFC South, but I think the Colts are the sleeper of the AFC South, especially with the healthy Andrew Luck. Kansas City's always a sleeper. Everyone's kind of counting them down because they made some big trades this offseason, and they have not really a rookie, but it will be his first year as a starter and Patrick Mahomes. But I think Kansas City is just going to be fine. So that's another sleeper team. And the NFC North, I don't see like a sleeper team. Like I think the Bears are getting too much hype right there. And then really, to be honest, I see the Arizona Cardinals being another sleeper team that a lot of people are kind of like just not talking about. A lot of people are on the whole Jimmy G type of thing. And, the Seahawks, they sell Russell Wilson, even though that everything's been kind of going down. The Seahawks have enough depth where they'll still be a good team. But I feel like the Cardinals, man, like I feel like they're not getting enough talk for sure. So I feel like the Cardinals are another sleeper team. I mean, people forget that David Johnson didn't even play last year and everything like that. Now David Johnson's going to be back. That dude's a tank. If not the second best running back in the NFL. Everyone likes to look at Todd Gurley. Everyone likes to look at Le'Veon Bell. I think David Johnson is the second best running back. Obviously, Bell being the first and Gurley being the third. No pun intended for Todd Gurley's name. But yeah, those are some sleepers and stuff like that. As far as players, there's a lot of players that kind of like come off as sleepers and everything like that. I think Mark Ingram's another sleeper player that a lot of people are not even talking about, because I feel like this year, I think the teams are going to know how to stop the Saints. But the thing is, like, they'll know how to stop Kamara, but can you stop the real wrecking ball of the Saints offense? And that's Mark Ingram. So I think Mark Ingram's a sleeper player to kind of watch out for. Teddy Bridgewater, I've heard nothing but good things. I've always been a Bridgewater fan, so I think he's a sleeper player to watch out for. There's no one really on defense that's coming up to mind where I feel like they're like out for a big year. Like I feel like there's a couple players that are just like almost there, but there's not really like a player where I'm just like, oh yeah, they're going to be a big like a defensive player where like, oh yeah, they're going to have a huge year and everything like that. So yeah. All right. Naito and Kenya are on the same block and they already faced each other. Yeah, no, Naito and Kenya are not in the G1 finals. Maybe in the B block finals, but not in the G1 finals. Will Des Bryant be back in the XFL? Oh, I don't think so. Sup, Killer Demon, how are you, man? How much longer do you think Ziggler will hold the IC title before he's back to phase back into a jobber? Well, he signed that $1.5 million contract, so I think he's going to be somewhat IC champion up until like September. That seems like about time for WWE to board him. Why did Alexa forget to pick up Mickey from retirement home this morning? Mickey was injured. Why are you so mean to Mickey? Personally, I like this Alicia Bliss pairing more because at least Mickey won't break her hip walking down the ramp. Oh man, you're being mean to Mickey. Leave Thicky Mickey alone, okay? How long after Black debuts on the main roster will he be treated just like another guy? Oh, like I'm so sorry, Brett Bullet. I read that as I was like, wait, which Black wrestler? But you meant Aleister Black. Hopefully I think I got Aleister Black. Oh, Aleister Black, I like him. I think he's a wonderful talent. He needs to go to SmackDown to survive. But that motherfucker, he'll get the I'll face jobber wrestlers treatment. And unless he gets like that Cien Almas push, which I don't think he will because he's not Hispanic. Oh yeah, he'll just be treated like every other guy. He'll just come out. He'll have his long ass entrance. People will be like, man, why is his entrance so long? What is this guy doing? WWE's just showing me stupid video packages of this guy. Why should I care about this guy? Like that's like rinse, wash, repeat. And then he'll get lost in the shuffle. Like, it's ridiculous to me that WWE is not finding anything to do with the Bar or the Usos on SmackDown. How do you not have the Bar on SmackDown every week? Like, Cesaro's so good and Shamo. They better be filming a movie or something to make up for this shit. I don't know. Do you think WWE is going to do a storyline with Rehab Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar? It looks like they planted seeds. I wouldn't be surprised if they told Brock Lesnar, hey, after your UFC fight and everything like that, how would you feel you wrestling Kurt Angle? And Brock Lesnar said, yeah, I'll be down with that. That seems like a match that Brock Lesnar would like to do. That seems like a match Kurt Angle would like to do. Why not? Which pair would you rather have? Reigns Heyman or Reigns Triple H? Oh, Reigns Triple H. That would make so much more sense. That's like the thing that, and it would be such like a big hypocrite where Triple H is like, I fooled you. You really think I didn't want Roman Reigns to be the guy all this time? I'm the one who made Roman Reigns. I'm the one who told everyone what to do about Roman Reigns. You see, it all started at WrestleMania 32 when Roman and I, we shook hands. We said, let's fool these motherfuckers. And we fooled them. And yes, there were some speed bumps along the way, but we had to save face. We could have just let it out to the world. We waited until the time was right. And when the time was right, Roman cocked that fist and he Superman punched each and every one of you. From day one, you were fooled. And then Roman grabs the mic and he goes, what, y'all thought Seth was the guy? Y'all thought Dean was the guy? No, I'm the guy. Triple H always saw something in me and I always knew that. I remember when Triple H would tell me all these master plans that he had set out. You think that we really hated each other? You really think that I wanted to take him down? No, that was just part of our brainchild. We were waiting for the right time. We were waiting to see when everyone else would fall down and line up. Well, guess what? Line up, motherfuckers. I don't know how the rest of that promo will go, but it would be something like of the grandeur of that. Like they planned this all and it'd be great, and I would love it. Yeah, I would love that more than Heyman going, ladies and gentlemen, look at the Samoan badass Roman Reigns. Like, I've heard enough. Reigns and Triple H for the way. Does Dak Prescott need to have another big year in order to be the Cowboys QB in the future? Yeah. but I think he's going to be fine for this year. Next year will be his testing year. ZSJ will be the one who beats Kenny Omega on Wednesday. My prediction. You know what, JC? Okada's balloon will beat Kenny Omega. How about that? Okada going to win the G1. Apparently, Cleveland could be a possibility for a Hopper trade. Ooh, yeah, Cleveland's a couple pieces away, and they have some good and they have some good prospects too. That's about Cleveland. They have prospects, man. They have that. They have those prospects where like Washington would be like, yeah, man. Mickey the Monday Night MILF James. Yeah, thicky Mickey, dude. LO said you need to go to SmackDown just to survive. You always LO, you can always survive on the main roster. Yeah, man. Like that's the only way you can survive is being on SmackDown. At least you're there every once in a while. So yeah. Eric Young, no. Daniel Bryan should face the Miz. I can see you marking out Triple H with Roman Reigns. Of course, man. I don't know. Okay, the thing is, I don't know how to do Roman that much, man. Like I try to do it. Like it's good in short bursts where I'm like, believe that. But like other than that, it's just like, because Roman has a deep voice. And then like it bleeds into the Joe impression, so I don't want to do it. And I just want to make it sound like it's so stupid because he comes up as a cartoon character sometimes. So I just make it sound like that, man. Triple H, I get down. I go, I yell like this, and that's Triple H. I know what I'm doing. You really think that the NXT universe wants to see you? They want to see me. Should Jericho versus Okada happen at WrestleMania Kingdom 13? But then that would mean Okada be the Intercontinental Champion. I don't think so. Do you think Nakamura will be returning to New Japan Pro Wrestling after his WWE contract expires early next year? I don't think so, Xander. And the reason why I say that, I think Nakamura is happy with where he's at. I know a lot of people will be like, how could Nakamura be happy? His style is watered down. He no longer does the Isco Patrapate. Like, you know, they're going to say a bunch of shit. But, like, really, to be honest, man, Nakamura has done so much for New Japan. New Japan needs Nakamura more than Nakamura needs New Japan. Because New Japan needs more of their Japanese stars back. Like, New Japan, for the outside world, they've been doing really good with the New Japan world and everything. And they want to keep that momentum. And so that's why they want to bring Shinsuke back. But I think Shinsuke is happy in America. He's been there he's been here for like at least a few years with this family. And I think I think eventually, yes, he'll end his career in New Japan. But I think really right now, he looks at his time in WWE. He's like, you know what? It's not the best. But even then with New Japan, like people forget, man, Shinsuke was never like always the main event world title guy. He like Shinsuke was always like Randy Orton compared to Tanahashi. Tanahashi was John Cena. Like he will always win. And the Japanese fans would want Shinsuke to win. But then when we get on top, like he would be the IWGP champion, it'd always be kind of boring. It was like, okay, Shinsuke's champ, but I wanted this, but it's not not really his forte. Like Shinsuke always worked better as like that gatekeeper before you fought the IWGP heavyweight champion, you know? And that's like, to me personally, it's like Shinsuke is like kind of like doing the same shit in WWE. He's a gatekeeper. He's like, oh yeah, I fought for the WWE title, so I'm credible enough. I have a Royal Rumble win under my belt and everything. You know, he's done a lot better than a lot of people would give him credit for and stuff like that. So really, to be honest, when it comes down to it, he's kind of playing the same role, except he has to do less work. He's broken down from New Japan. So yeah, I don't think he's going back to New Japan. I know, right? Dan Bones, you would think that would be actually useful, right? Cyber Sunday. Thoughts on Grandmaster Sexay, aka Brian Christopher Lawler, passing. Rest in peace, man. Too cool. Like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Grandmaster Sexy, I never really liked him. He was always my least favorite cool member, man. Too cool member, especially because Jerry Lawler would always, like, this was before I knew that was his kid. He'd be like, Grandmaster Sexy! Like, he'd be always freaking out. I'd be like, why is he freaking out for Grandmaster Sexy? It's not like he's a rock. But yeah, no, it's sad when you hear about suicides and wrestling and stuff like that. It just shows, like, man, sometimes these wrestlers, man, they just get like the shaft, man. Like they always get the short end of the stick, which is always the bummer, man, because it's just like I would love it to always like man, we lost like Nikolai Volkov and some other African American wrestlers I forgot the name of. I do apologize. I don't know every wrestler. I'm not gonna pretend like I know every wrestler and stuff like that. Yeah, but we lost 3 wrestlers that today. But yeah, I was sad hearing that Grandmaster Sexy passed away, man. I was just like, damn, dude, really? Like, so sad. Who should AJ Styles face at WrestleMania? I think AJ Styles should face Undertaker. They could build up the fact that AJ accomplished a lot except facing The Undertaker. That makes too much sense, so it won't happen. I'd be down with that, or I'd be down with AJ facing off against Daniel Bryan in some indie smart dream match, or like a Raw versus SmackDown match with Seth Rollins. Thoughts on Randy Orton's promo last week on SD Live? A beautiful promo. Shows why Randy Orton's very underrated. You know, typical like, oh, blah, 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 you know, but it was a good promo. I liked it. Not my favorite Orton promo ever, because I don't like breaking the fourth wall promos a lot of times. But, you know, it was a good promo. Like, I liked how he did the whole legend killer thing, saying that the fans are legend killers. Will Eddie show up to SmackDown 1000? Could you imagine, man? And like all of a sudden, like SmackDown 1000 is about to let you know, Viva la Raza. And then all of a sudden, Eddie comes out and then Gangster Lane plays and turns out he's alive. And you're like, what? Oh, dude, that would be like the most shot. Like, that'd be bigger than CM Punk returning. Brickhouse Brown, thank you, Killer Demon. All right, guys, thank you guys very much. I got to head out now. This is it for the stream. But thank you guys for watching. Next time, hopefully I'll get the Coder stream going. Join me tomorrow for another wrestling stream. I'm going to do it after SmackDown, but it's not a SmackDown review. Don't expect me to review SmackDown. We can talk about it, but don't expect me to review it. It's just a random wrestling stream, you know, just to make up for the fact that I haven't done that much content. Plus, I have the day off, so why not? But thank you guys for watching. Remember, guys, just like Brock Lesnar tonight, don't give a shit about anything. Enjoy yourself. Sometimes you don't have to give a shit about life. And yo.